Hey Lakers fans, what's going on? We've got a lot to break down today because this situation with Dalton Connect keeps getting more and more interesting. The story isn't just about how he's playing right now. It's about what the Lakers are going to do with him moving forward. You can feel it in the air, like there's a decision coming, and everyone's just waiting to see which direction this team goes. Because honestly, no matter how good he plays, it almost feels like his future in Los Angeles is already written. And that's wild when you really think about it. Dalton Connect came into this season with a chip on his shoulder. He knows people doubt him. He knows there's a big question mark next to his name when it comes to defense. And that's been the loudest criticism. Not whether he can shoot, not whether he can score, but whether he can actually stay on the floor when the game slows down and the Lakers need stops. Because in this league, no matter how good your jumper looks, if you're getting targeted on every possession, you're not staying on the court for long. But here's the thing. Dalton's story isn't just about bad defense or inconsistent play. It's about a young guy trying to find his place on a team that's built to win now. You're talking about a locker room with veterans like LeBron James, guys who expect results immediately. There's not much room for patience. The Lakers don't have time to wait for someone to figure it out. They need players who can contribute today. And that's what makes this whole situation so tough. Because Dalton clearly has the talent to be a real offensive weapon. You can see it when he gets into rhythm. When he's confident, he moves differently, shoots differently, and carries himself like he belongs. But the question is, will he ever get the consistent opportunity to show that side of his game? The Lakers coaching staff, especially J.J. Redick, has been clear about what they want from Connect. They're not worried about his scoring. They know he can shoot. What they want to see is whether he can guard his man, whether he can survive defensively when the opponent starts hunting mismatches. In preseason, he looked lost at times. Teams went right at him. They switched everything just to get him in isolation, and it worked. He was a liability on that end. You could see his confidence drop every time he got beat. But then, out of nowhere, against Golden State, he finally showed signs of life. He looked sharper, more locked in, and actually played solid defense for the first time in weeks. He wasn't perfect, but he looked engaged, sliding his feet, contesting shots, not giving up on plays. It felt like maybe, just maybe, something was starting to click. Now, offensively, we know what Dalton brings. The kid can flat-out score. He's got range, touch, and a smooth mid-range jumper that reminds people why he was such a big deal in college. When he's confident, he can light up a scoreboard. 16 points in 34 minutes might not sound like much, but when you look at how he got them, attacking the basket, drawing fouls, knocking down open looks, you realize he could be a real weapon in the right system. And the crazy part is, even when he's missing shots, defenders don't leave him. They stick to him because they know one make could turn into 6 in a row. That's the kind of gravity he brings. But the Lakers are in a tricky spot. They're not rebuilding. They're trying to win now, and that means every roster spot has to matter. If Dalton's not contributing on both ends, he becomes expendable. That's the harsh truth. And the whispers around the league are that the Lakers would move him if the right deal comes along. It's not that they don't like him. It's that they need players who can impact games consistently. The moment he puts together a stretch of good performances, his value rises, and that's exactly when the front office might pull the trigger on a trade. That's the part that's tough to swallow. Because for Dalton, every time he plays well, it might actually push him closer to being traded. You can't help but feel for the guy. Imagine knowing that no matter how hard you work, no matter how much you improve, the better you play, the faster your team might move you. That's brutal, but that's the business side of basketball. Dalton doesn't have the power or the leverage to demand anything right now. He's got to put his head down, perform, and hope that either the Lakers see enough to keep him or that another team out there believes he could be a key piece in their system. And maybe that's what he needs, a fresh start somewhere else. Because when you look at the Lakers roster, it's crowded. You've got LeBron, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, DeAndre Ayton, and other wings fighting for minutes. Even if LeBron sits out a few games, Dalton's role is still uncertain. He's fighting to prove he belongs, and every minute he gets is an audition. Redick said himself, Dalton's playing time depends on defense. If he locks in on that side, he'll earn minutes. If he doesn't, he'll stay glued to the bench. There's also this feeling that the Lakers are waiting for that one breakout performance that makes another team pick up the phone. Because if Dalton goes off for 30 points in a game, you can bet that front offices around the league are going to notice. And when they do, the Lakers might use that moment to say, okay, his value's high. Let's make a move. It's almost like he's playing to prove himself, not just to the Lakers, but to every team watching. Still, there's something about Dalton that keeps you rooting for him. He's not out there pouting. He's not making excuses. He's trying. You can see it. The effort against Golden State was real. The movement on defense, the hustle plays, the communication, those are small things, but they matter. They show that he's learning. Redick noticed too. During training camp, he said Dalton was one of the best defensive players on the floor. He was shooting over 60% in scrimmages, putting up numbers that made the coaches take notice. But again, that's not enough. It's never been about offense. It's about whether he can hold his own when the game gets physical, when the switches come, when teams test in possession after possession. And maybe that's where this story turns. Because LeBron's going to be out for a stretch, and that's Dalton's window. This is his chance to prove that he can be more than just a shooter waiting in the corner. He's going to get real minutes, real opportunities, and if he can take advantage of that, maybe he can change the narrative. Redick's probably not expecting him to be elite on defense overnight, but if he can be solid, reliable, not a target, that's enough. That's how you stay on the floor. That's how you earn trust. For now, every game feels like a test for him. You can tell Redick's evaluating not just the stats, but the attitude, the body language, the effort. Because this Lakers team can't afford to hide weak defenders. Every possession matters. And as much as the fans want to see him light it up from deep, what they really need is for him to become dependable defensively. That's the version of Dalton Connect that can stay in Los Angeles long-term. But still, in the back of everyone's mind, there's that thought. Even if he figures it out, even if he turns into the kind of two-way player the Lakers hoped he'd be, would they keep him? Or would they cash in on his value and move on? That's the cold reality of the NBA. Sometimes, doing well doesn't mean you've secured your spot. It just means you've made yourself tradable. Right now, Dalton's walking that line. Every bucket, every stop, every good game could decide whether he's part of the Lakers' future or someone else's project. And honestly, you've got to respect how he's handling it. He's staying ready, staying focused, and that's not easy when the noise around you keeps getting louder. Because here's the truth. If Dalton Connect can figure out that balance between offense and defense, if he can give the Lakers reason to believe he's more than just a scoring specialist, things could get really interesting. But until then, every minute he gets, every shot he takes, feels like it means something bigger than just a box score. The more you watch Dalton Connect play, the more you realize how fine the line is between being a rising young talent and being trade bait in this league. That's the constant tension surrounding him right now. The Lakers fan base is split. Half of them are excited, hoping he blossoms into that perfect modern wing who can shoot, move without the ball, and hold his own on defense. The other half thinks the team should sell high as soon as his value spikes again. And honestly, both sides have a point. When you look back at his performances, there's no denying his offensive upside. He's smooth, confident, and he can score in a variety of ways. It's not just the catch-and-shoot threes. He got that quick first step, that mid-range pull-up that defenders hate, and he knows how to use his body to finish through contact. You can tell he's a natural scorer. But the problem is the Lakers don't need just a scorer. They need someone who can fit into the system, play within the flow, and not give up points on the other end. Every minute on the floor has to count. Every possession matters. That's where the frustration comes in. Because Dalton's best skill set feels limited when he's not getting consistent touches. When he's just standing in the corner, waiting for a pass that may never come, he loses rhythm. He's not the kind of player who thrives only as a spot-up shooter. He needs movement. He needs to create. He needs to feel the ball. But in a lineup with stars like LeBron and Luka, that's a tough balance to find. You can almost see him overthinking out there sometimes, caught between playing his game and doing what the system expects. There's also the defensive narrative that just won't go away. Opponents have noticed. Every time he steps on the court, teams immediately look to attack him. They run screens to force him into switches. They go at him in isolation, and they make him prove that he belongs. And to be fair, lately, he's started to respond. He's moving better laterally, fighting through screens, and making smarter rotations. He's not perfect, but he's improving, and that's what you want to see from a young player. What fans need to remember is that development takes time. You can't expect a second-year player to become an elite defender overnight. What matters is the effort, and he's showing that. The coaching staff seems to have noticed it too. There's been talk that his focus and intensity in practice have gone up a level. J.J. Redick has mentioned that Dalton's work ethic is elite, that he's one of the first guys in the gym and one of the last to leave. That says a lot. It shows that he understands what's at stake. He knows that if he doesn't improve defensively, he won't play. And if he doesn't play, he won't have a future in this league, at least not in the way he envisions it. But it's not just about staying in the rotation. It's about earning trust. Trust from Redick, trust from his teammates, and trust from the organization. Because the Lakers are watching closely. They're analyzing every game, every matchup, every film session. And while fans see highlights and box scores, the front office is looking at advanced metrics, at defensive ratings, at on-off numbers. They're asking, does Dalton make us better when he's on the floor? That's what it comes down to. And right now, that answer is still up for debate. What could really change the narrative is consistency. Not one big night, not a random 25-point explosion. Consistency. If Dalton can string together a stretch of solid games where he's defending well, knocking down open shots, and not making mistakes, that's when things get interesting. Because if that happens, Redick will have no choice but to keep him in the rotation, and the Lakers front office might start to rethink whether trading him is really the best move. The reality is the Lakers need young legs. They need energy, shooting, and players who can run with the second unit. If Dalton can fill that role, he could be more valuable than people realize. Still, the business side looms large. You can't ignore that. If a trade opportunity comes that helps the Lakers win now, they'll take it. They always do. That's part of being a franchise chasing championships. Development comes second to results. Dalton could have the best week of his career, and if another team calls offering a veteran who fits better right now, the Lakers might pull the trigger. That's the harsh truth of it. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, whispers are turning into headlines, and the NBA world is buzzing with disbelief tonight. Sources close to the league suggest that the Los Angeles Lakers could be facing one of the harshest punishments in recent history, as the unthinkable seems to have happened. LeBron James, the face of the franchise and arguably the most recognizable basketball star on the planet, has reportedly tested positive in a doping test. While the league is yet to release an official statement, insiders claim that the NBA's disciplinary committee is already reviewing the case, and the potential consequences could be monumental. The Lakers, a team with championship aspirations, now find themselves at the center of a storm that could shake the very foundations of their roster. Speculation is rampant. Will James face a suspension? Could fines be imposed? And how might this impact the Lakers' playoff ambitions? The timing could not be worse. With the season intensifying and every game crucial for seeding, the Lakers may be staring down a period of instability. Fans, analysts, and rival teams alike are watching with bated breath, trying to decipher what this means not just for Los Angeles, but for the NBA as a whole. Social media is already ablaze, with hashtags trending and conspiracy theories flying, as followers of the league struggle to reconcile the superstar's spotless image with these shocking allegations. LeBron, known for his impeccable professionalism and commitment to the game, has yet to comment publicly. Speculation is intense, with former players and commentators weighing in on what this could mean for his legacy. Some insiders hint at possible procedural errors or mitigating circumstances, while others warn that the league is likely to make an example out of one of its biggest stars. If confirmed, this scandal could redefine the NBA's approach to doping controls, sending a message that even icons are not above the rules. Meanwhile, the Lakers' locker room is reportedly tense, with teammates and coaching staff grappling with the uncertainty of how to move forward. Rumors suggest emergency meetings are taking place behind closed doors as management scrambles to prepare for every possible scenario, from suspensions to playoff disruptions. For now, all eyes remain on Los Angeles. The NBA rumor mill has never been this intense, and whether the whispers solidify into fact or fizzle into controversy, one thing is certain: the league and LeBron James' legacy will never be the same. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.